Hello, what up? Okay, I see that you're here. Hold on. All right, y'all, we're about to do this interview. I can just, there we go. All right, y'all, this is part two, holding court. We got our guest in here today. Yes, Jordan, but we're going to let him introduce himself. Let me just try to bring him on. Hold on, let me just, there we go. Hold on, there we go. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Sorry about the technical issues, people. Let me see.
You can hear me, brother? You.
Hey, hold on. What up? Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on here. Sorry, there we go.
Know the vibes and get notified. I'll be pulling up to events acting like you know them guys. I don't know if we live or not, but you know, if we is, you hear me?
Sorry about that. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
All right. Sorry about the technical issues. I don't know. Everything just started to freeze. All right. So we do the introduction. This is Holding Court with King Mumbles. We sit down with people from different industries that are basically important to me. This one's going to be battle rap. So we got a new gentleman here that was interesting to sit down. I did check out some of his stuff. Basically, I do start the interview by, you know, almost like a beginning of a battle, let you introduce yourself. So tell everybody who you are.
Guys, Jordan, you heard me from New Orleans, Louisiana, you heard me. Up and coming, know the vibes and get notified. Don't be pulling up to an event acting like you know a guy. You hear me? Like, what's good with it, brother? Holla at me.
All right. So being from New Orleans, what is the scene like there? Because the only one I know from New Orleans is official. Like, what is the scene like there? Are there a lot of home leagues? Is there a thing, or do you have to travel? What is
Yes,
it
right
like?
about now we have three leagues in New Orleans. Got Bars TV,
Mm-hmm.
Molded Battle Rap League, who I'm a part of and a proud representative of Molded Battle Rap League, and Flatline Battlegrounds. Shout out to all three leagues. Official, is a part of the Flatline movement. She helped start
Mm-hmm.
that and everything. Shout out to the GOAT, you dig? And Got Buzz has been around for a long time too. You heard me? Uh, Maybe just as long as Flatline, if not, And Molded Battle Rap League, I was our 3-year anniversary card is actually July 27th. You heard me down here in New Orleans. I'll be battling Sykes from Memphis. You heard me? If anybody
Okay.
familiar or whatever. But yeah,
Um,
Breaking the Mold 3, July 27th. You hear me?
okay. So, especially if it's not like how did you get into battle rap, and how long have you been in there? Like, what's
I got into battle rap. Like I've always been like a writer and a rapper and stuff like that for a long time, and I always had like battle like material in my music and stuff like that. And a friend of mine's is related to the owner of Molded Battle Rap Lead, and so he took me to an event, and together they convinced me to try to battle. That was at the end of 2022, I want to say. I've only been
okay?
battling a year, a little over a year. Last year, I was New Orleans Rookie of the Year, and I'm just
Mm,
trying to keep going. Every time I step on stage, I give them a worthy performance and give everybody a good show. You hear me? Upholding my title as the most electrifying. You hear me? Like I give them a good show, give them something to see. I bring the energy. To any event that I'm on. So that's just something that I try to do, keep my energy, give everybody that, damn, he just went off field, like, let me go off field, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
mm,
that's pretty much, how it all started off. I
okay.
actually have 8 battles. One of them didn't come out due to audio issues or whatever. And one of them is a 2-on-2. Arguably, I could say I won just about every battle I've been in. It was a little
Yeah.
controversy with the 2-on-2, with the judging or whatever. But after the battle, it was like, Cass Jordan and his partner was going off, despite what the judges was trying to say, you hear me, whatever. So arguably, I ain't never really lose a battle.
Oh, okay. That. So, what is like? How do you find the process of breaking into battle rap, and what's like difficult, especially you being new?
What I would say is, as far as like rapping and creating, like that's the easy part. Like I do that.
Hmm.
Like I just got finished telling my homie Mike Streets, like I've written rounds and I've never used my second mind. Like I never second guess nothing that I said. You hear me? Like if I wrote it down to perform it, it was from my first mind. Like so the creating aspect of it has been the easy part. Now, what I would say is the fucking
Okay.
politics. If anybody know, it's politics and everything. And the battle rap
Yeah.
politics is like real crazy. And by me being a newer battle rapper, it's a thin line between real life and battle rapping. Sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
try to like, not step, over that line. Like so. I try
Yeah.
to, be as entertaining as I can and stay in my lane and try not to disrespect nobody because I don't want nobody disrespecting me because that's different. You hear me on some real nigga shit.
Yeah.
You hear me? But yeah,
So, yeah. The politics, yeah. Like I've interviewed a few people, and I've done battles and stuff like that. So I know basically relationship with the wrong person can take away opportunities or provide opportunities, and
Most definitely.
so with you saying that, like, the writing and stuff is easy, like what is your process to prepare for battles, and have it changed at all over the year? Like, are you always
Uh,
writing, or do you wait for the battle? Like, what's your process?
long as I have who I'm battling, I try to focus on that. Like, I don't even try to like be influenced. Like, I know who I'm battling, and I probably will never watch a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be influenced. And if I do watch a battle, it's probably just to make sure my thoughts didn't line up with another one of that battler's opponents. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll
Yeah.
never want to be caught saying or doing the same thing in battle rap. You know what I mean? Like, and if you is gonna do it, it needs to be done different and in somewhat of an intricate way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I basically
Yeah.
like, long as I know who I'm battling, I just rely on my creativity. Like, I don't really do too many name flips or anything. Like, I'm strictly like a bar type of dude. Like, I'm gonna rely on
Yeah.
my raps. I don't need no angles. I don't need no name flips or none of that shit. I'm gonna create some potent shit. It's gonna rock the crowd, and whatever they say at the end is what it is. You hear me? Like, it's all love. You hear me? It's all for the sport on some shit.
Oh, okay. What would you say would be like a myth or something that you thought of that battle rap was, but now that you're actually in the battle rap world, you'll see that it's totally different?
Uh, if I have to say anything is not like what I thought, the interacting with other battle rappers, like I thought like these niggas don't really like have respect for nothing the next person do. Like, like I thought like motherfucker could tell you fire, and then
Mm-hmm.
3 months down the line, like, oh, you trash, da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't like, I thought once in like, cause when I tell a nigga you fire, like, look, you fired. You know what I mean? Regardless,
Yeah.
or it was good, or it was cool. I mean that, and I'ma stand on that no matter what trash I talk to you. Like, I seen your shit. You fired. You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
nah, these niggas in they delusion, like, oh my god, like I didn't think it was so many delusional niggas, and they be like, oh, I'm a real nigga. Like, nah, you actually delusional, my man. Like, let's keep it all the way a thou wow. You know what I mean? Like, you being delusional. Like, it's people who's never even showed a remote, or never even showed no type of remote energy that they can possibly beat you with any of their other showings. And then when they get
Mm-hmm.
to you, you just gonna be the one that they beat. You know what I mean? Like, nah, like, you only as good as your last show, and that's how I'm gonna judge you. But I'm gonna prepare for you accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, real talk, because the last thing I need to do, like with my upcoming, like I'm one of the fastest rising in my city. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all of the veterans from the hustles and fucking Professor and Double M, all them be like, bro, you next. You hear me? Like, you, like, anybody who could leave and go on and do it, like, they already gone. It's just you. You hear me? Like, and I get that a lot, from my legends in my city. So, when people tell you things, sometimes you might gotta just try to believe what they saying and just keep doing what you're doing. Like, I feel like I done built a good enough rapport with these guys. So if I was on the wrong path, or if I wasn't doing something right, they'd have told me. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, and
So
I forgot.
yeah.
It's another league. Shout out to Capo in Hustle League. Let's Be Real Battle League. You hear me? Like, they
Okay.
got an event coming up in August. You hear me? Crazy card, big names, mid-tier names, everybody who famous from where we from. against everybody else. I love the card, love the energy. You hear me? Like, shout out the Capo and Bash Money. Shout out the fucking Spills, Hustle, Dollar, Will Major, Young Guard ATM. Shout out all them niggas, man. Straight up.
True. So, seeing how your first battle wasn't that long ago, but you've done a lot since. How have like the change been? Like, how did you feel? Like, what were you? How did you feel on your first battle? Like your mindset, your thing, like, and how have it prepared you for the the battles after that?
Well, my first battle, like I said, I was new to it. You hear me? Like, all I knew who I had to battle, just Blizzy. My first battle was just Blizzy.
Yeah.
That was the all I knew was the name. All I knew was the
Okay.
name, and I know by me being a fan of battle rap since its inception, like Beasley said. You hear me? Like, I've been
Yeah.
watching battle rap since the DVD eras and seeing
Yeah.
all the changes and stuff like that. So I knew, me not knowing anything much about my opponent at the time, I had to rely on just sounding like a battle rapper, looking and sounding like a battle rapper. Like, his first
Yeah.
battle, he did his thing, but like, if you look at the battle, like, you clearly see who sounds more ready at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so my main focus was to sound like I wanted to sound, like, look like how I wanted to look. You hear me? So I took accountability to make sure I had the right lyrics, make sure I had the right outfit, make sure my bars and the structure of my round was everything that battle rap is going to accept nowadays, So that's basically how it was my first battle. And then like my second battle, I kind of got called out by somebody who was battling the event that I when the league owner and my partner convinced me to battle. He saw my first battle and was like, man, I just need to battle you now. So before you become, somewhat hard to beat on some shit. And honestly, that was my biggest body. And that's my battle that didn't come out. You hear me? So, yeah, but everything after that is just like, just stay focused. Keep that creative energy. Make sure I tap into them different flow pockets, know my opponent enough to know what to do and what not to do, like, just basically, set myself up to just structure a good round. Like, I try not to worry about anything that the opponent will say or could say, especially because a lot of these niggas really don't know me personally. You hear me? Like,
true.
So all they could go on is what I give them online. You hear me? Like, if I ain't giving you too much, you don't really know too much. You hear me? Like, shout out to Blizzy. Like I ain't do no homework on him, but that nigga knew. He knew me from school when we was growing up. He knew I had kids. Like nigga really like went in. Like, but that's what I give you. You hear me? Like, if you go on the internet, you can see that. You hear me? That's what I give you. Like, so I respected it. It made me turn up. And the battle actually on the channel is the second highest viewed battle on the channel. Gaz Jordan versus Just Blizzy. It falls right up under Young Cannon and Professor. You hear me? Like, we had 2.9, they had like 3 point something. You hear me? Like,
okay.
So yeah, definitely, like, I came in here really to like just innovate. You hear me? Be different than what what everybody else was. Like, I take pride in having somewhat of an original style or whatever. Like, I incorporate, punches and stuff like that. I don't classify myself like as a puncher or a schemer or whatever, because I do them both at the same time. So, I'll just say, like, I got a well-rounded style. I talk just enough, I rap just enough, I drop haymakers, I make moments. All the stuff that's important, for battle rap. So, I just try to keep it neutral and keep my foot on the gas, no pun intended.
Okay, so who would you say like 1 to 3 people, like, who would you say would be your biggest influences in battle rap, and how do you feel like they influence you? Is it writing, this work ethic, their their image? Like, who would you say, like, you know,
mean like
you've taken?
mainstream maybe?
Yeah, like if it's underground, then it's underground. Like, yeah, like who who would you think are your battle rap influence? Like, you
Uh,
know,
Before I entered battle rap and got familiar with my culture, I would say B Magic as a puncher
mhm,
was an influence. Uh JC, and maybe like I like the Luke Castro performance. I'll say like Luke Castro or maybe K Shine as a
okay,
performer.
yeah,
Since I've been in battle rap and I've got, to know my region a lot better, uh people like the professor. Professor is very witty, very a lot of wordplay, stuff that I do. Hustle with rapid punches, back to back punches.
mm,
Uh and shit, he don't really battle much, but Double M, Double M, he a showman
okay,
and he got bars and like it is what it is. We like, these are the people that I gotta look up to coming from where I'm
hmm,
from. Like O and all them. Like I met O, like O was at my 2-on-2. You know what I mean? Like I met
yeah.
O one time, like or whatever. And yeah, like I respect all that. I respect all them, all that shit. Like it's all,
Okay. So, I guess 1 to 10 scale or whatever. How important do you feel is the crowd and to affecting your battle, like the overall battle and your performance? Like, if you get good reactions, does it help? If you get no reactions, cause I does it like, cause I know for me battling the like good reactions don't charge me, like they do charge me
yeah,
up,
most definitely.
but
That reaction,
yeah,
you hear me? Now, I would say this. I'm totally agreeing with you. You hear me? That crowd reaction is like like a pump of adrenaline. You say some
mm,
shit and the motherfuckers go crazy. It's a turn up. But I cater my style to just rap. So if I
true.
don't get any reaction, I'm not gonna expect it. I'm gonna just keep my flow and keep my cadence and don't
That's
break it
smart.
because that shit like that like carries you over and like at
Mm,
least they still listening. You hear me? Like
yeah.
even if you don't shake the room, like keep rapping, keep
Mm,
going, like keep your original
facts.
pace and flow and pattern. Like catch them when you catch them. You hear me? But like don't let that shit be a factor. You know what I'm saying? But when it happens, oh, you
Yeah.
can see it, like you can feel it. No diddy. You hear me? Like you can feel that shit. You hear me? Like when it happened and the crowd go crazy, like you can see it. Any battle rapper know, like you definitely about to turn up because they done turned up. Like so now you gotta bring your energy up because now the crowd up. Now you gotta keep them up. So that's
Yeah.
just that's be my mindset on that. Once I get the
It's
crowd, I'm gonna keep them
mhm.
up.
It's very smart because watching a battle, one of the worst things that can kill a battle rapper's momentum is when they do a line that you can tell they thought was gonna hit and it
And they
didn't
be like,
hit,
man, y'all don't like
and
that? Like,
they
nah, that
just and
shit
it's totally,
wild.
yeah, yeah, like, so it's good just to keep going. Um, let's see here. So, what what do you think you would do to improve the scene, like either locally and just in the battle rap scene now? Like, what are 1 or 2 things that you think are missing from the scene to, to elevate it or innovate it
Honestly,
to some?
I say this to a lot of people who mentor me and stuff like that.
Mm,
Like before I came to the scene, a lot of people tell me like one of my group members, like he's been battling longer than I have. You hear me? Shout out to
mhm,
BTG. He was like, bro, this shit was kind of dead before you started battling. Like, so, and my whole mission was to bridge the culture. Like, cause it's been a lot of shit going on between the leagues and the battlers and shit like that. Like, I felt like all I wanted to do was bridge the culture, get people together, come together. Like, you know, we stronger together. Like, we put together a strong front. Like every other battle region, nobody could stop us. Like, we could contend with anybody but the division. Like, so I say it's been a year. We done dumped a whole lot of dirt in that patch in that hole in the ground. You heard me? Like, we getting there. Like, you know, we had the Let's Be Real UW and Molded weekend for the UW weekend. We had two events on March 1st, the Let's Be Real event and the Molded Battle Rap Lead event. Boat was fire. Then on March 2nd, we had the new dub event down here. And since then, you know, everybody just been trying to keep the culture pushing forward. You know what I mean? Everybody realized like the same thing everybody been saying, like we stronger together. Like, so ever since then, everybody just been trying to get together, push this shit together. Like every league been supporting each other. We coming to everybody events, you hear me? Like we even took a trip to the return of Creole, you hear me, in home. You hear me? Like we support Creole and Casher and Monster and all them. You know, we fuck with everybody. Like we really like, you know, trying to get this shit to go. You hear me? And be a respectable coast in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time, it's just been official. You know, rightfully she the GOAT. She done went places we all could only dream about going with battle rap. You hear me? And like I say, some of our legends, you know, they came in with her, like all that stuff. So, you know, to see where it was and to get it to where we going now, like shit looking promising. You hear me? I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years they all got their eyes on the South. You hear me? Louisiana and definitely. You hear me? Like shout out to Houston, they do their thing. You know, they got the Houston barcode shit and shit like that. Like once we get to that level to where motherfuckers come down here and fuck with us like that, like there's no stopping us, you know, and all we gotta do is just keep going as a unit.
So you have a battle rap crew. How did that get started? And like what does that mean? Like what do you guys do as a crew, and like how close are people? Like, because in battle rap, that term battle rap crew have had different meanings and different vibes, you know, like there's some battle rap crews that are not even really friends with each other. You know,
respectfully. The New Age Outlaws, you know, it's solely a battle rap crew.
Name.
You hear me?
I love the name.
It's solely a battle rap crew, you know, people that I met in battle rap. So like I said, the dude who I battled, my second battle, DTG, I told him in a battle, like I said, he was the first local battle rapper that I ever seen who said something that could have came from a famous battle rapper, like, and I would have been like, wow, like he was the first one. So, like I said, he saw me my first battle, he wanted the battle, and so the very next event, me and him battle, and I told him in a battle, after I beat you, I'm gonna put you under the wing. You hear me? So that was my 2-on-2 partner. You hear me? So that's how we started the two. You hear me? My partner Mike Streets, I know personally. You hear me? He came to the battle with me and DTG battle, and he was just fucking around outside, you know, in the festivities of it all. And one of the league owners from Molded Battle Rap League, you know, Get Fresh Tugs, shout out to my nigga Tugs, was like, yo, you should try to battle for real. You hear me? Like, so the very next card after this, you hear me? Mike Streets is on the card. And shout out to my nigga Philly, you hear me? Shout out to my nigga Gentili, I meant to say, but he wiped the floor with Gentili, you hear me? So I was like, man, we need to just go ahead and start a group, us three, the New Age Outlaws, you hear me? Yeah. I ran it by both of them. You know, they was like, man, that's fire. I'm fucking with that. You hear me? Not too long after we started that. You heard me?
Yeah.
Another dude on Molded Battle Rap League, my nigga Nam, he was like, man, I'm fucking with the outlaw motion. You hear me? I'm fucking with the movement. I want to be a part of that shit. And I'm like, man, respect, out of respect, man, how you came at me, bro. You know that's outlaw shit. You hear me? Like real shit. You hear me? So now we four. You hear me? Now we four. You hear me? We had like an event like right before Nam got in though. Me and Nam had a battle. We main evented a card on Molded Battle Rap Lead, and that's like one of the I would say that's top 5. That's one of the top 5 views battles right now on Molded. You hear me? And like I said, we came together. Now we 4. You hear me? Like our last member, you know, he knew Mike Streets and he battled too. My bro Classic Cole. So we had the conversation and I was like, yeah, that's fire. You hear me? And then Classic Cole, you know, he knew like us, you know, he probably been battling a little longer than us. You know, he had a battle on Bayou Battle League recently.
Okay.
He battled another battler from Mississippi, Mega Man. Shout out to Mega Man. Battle rap science. He a battle rapper and he do media, you know. So that was a good battle, and you know, like we just like I said, we just putting on for what we represent, you know, straight up.
True. All right. So we're almost ending the video. But a question I always ask is who is your top 5? It could either be right now or of all time, but who is your top 5?
Okay, all right. I get a lot of slack for this, you hear me? So my all-time favorite battle rapper is X Factor. I always get a lot of X Factor. Oh Lord, like nah. X Factor is my favorite battle rapper all time. If I had to say a top 10, you say top 5 or top 10?
Top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
K Shine. No order. K Shine. K Shine, X Factor. I'ma throw Surf in there. I'ma throw Arse in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw Murder Mook in there for all-time great. You hear me? One of the all-time greats.
Okay. Yeah, the names are there. Some of them are shocking, but
yeah.
So, last question there. What are your like goals, like short term, like for the rest of the year and past that? Like, what are your goals in the battle rap and beyond?
Right now, my main goal right now is to get on one of these mainstream platforms, you hear me, and showcase my talent to where it could go outside of Louisiana. You know, I'm through Twitter and everything, I'm getting a lot of good traction and everything, but until I get on one of those platforms where it's more than 40, 50 people watching in a live, like, you know, if I could get on like an iBattle or something like that, OSBL, you know, show some other niggas, you know, what the South have to offer. You hear me? Like that's like my main goal right now, breaking through, getting on bigger platforms. Short term. Long term, shit, you know, anything I could generate revenue from, you know, with battle rap, that's my end game. You hear me? Just to, you know, just to be on a schedule to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Sure. All right. So what I'll say is, like, after the interview, like, give me a little bit. I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna give you a few names of people to holler at from around that I know that they give chances and stuff like that. Because as I told you, like, I've been doing the battle rap stuff. Like,
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you know. So we'll definitely do that because That's why I do these interviews. It's, it's all about giving people the opportunity and the platform to, we all want
Most
to do what
definitely.
we love and get paid for it. So, all right. So, everybody, where can they find you? Let them know where they can find you. And
I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter, Gas Jordan 87. You know, Hoodie Gas right now. Uh, Instagram, the underscore real underscore Gas Jordan. You know, Facebook, you'll have to know me personally. That's my
yeah.
real name. You hear me? But Snapchat Gas Jordan, like I'm all over. The doors
All
is
right. And
open. There's no privacy settings. You can find me. I can be found. You hear me?
we'll have all of those links afterwards in the description, people. Make sure y'all go check out Gas Jordan's battles, check out the rest of the New Age
Appreciate it.
Outlaws, you know, give them the like, give them a share, show some love, and thank you very much for coming for the interview and
Gas
stuff.
Jordan
I know
verses
that.
on YouTube. They all pop up. You hear me? Fuck with me.
All right, definitely, we'll definitely promote those. All right, have a good one, man.
You too, brother.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank y'all very much for that one. That was a very good that was a very good interview. Got some good information. This is a new cat, like less than 2 years. Seems to have his head on his shoulder. We'll see. Hey, as you guys see, I put up my shorts. Like I do short edits of my interviews down the line and stuff like that. So in a year or two, we're gonna see where he's at. King Mumbles, make sure y'all show some love. It's the King's Court Network. Peace.